Hey guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. I am back in the game again. This time I'm actually going to be showing you like the first build I've done in rebuilding Newcrest. That's the first build here on YouTube because I want to make this series over both Twitch and YouTube, just to kind of make sure we can do these ever so slightly quicker. So the aim of this is to eventually release like a save file with all of these builds in. There will be included in it like the Magnolia Promenade makeover into Paris. There's just one lot I've got left to do in there, which is a retail lot. So that will be in there. I'm hoping maybe to do something with Windenburg as well, but maybe it'll be as I do each world, I'll maybe like release an update of the save file. So it will definitely have Newcrest completed and Magnolia Promenade completed when it is released. But as I was saying last time, if you missed the last video, I'm making over all of Newcrest to be Victorians. They are based on some elevations that I found of old houses in Brush Park in Detroit in America, and a lot of them are like kind of derelict ruins and don't actually exist anymore, but some of them have been lovingly restored. I think basically they were all kind of abandoned at one point or the other. The whole unemployment thing in Detroit, I imagine that no one could afford to live in such huge houses anymore. But yeah, if you can see there just to the right, that is another house that I've done. I did that on Twitch, and I've got to say I'm kind of in love with the house to the right. And this house here, it's just a bit shocking how like the size difference between this house and the one next door. So the lot next door is like a 30 by 40, and then this one is a 30 by 20, and it just makes such a difference to how big you can make the house. Like, this was by itself, it would look like a okay size house, but just next to the one next door, you're just like, whoa, it turns out looking kind of a bit like a midget. But by itself, if you wanted to place it, it's up on the gallery already. I am going to release it as a lot download. I'm going to be doing lot downloads for everything, but they're not going to include the CC. The CC is going to be linked, but the only CC that is used in my world renovation is going to be Peacemaker and also Felixander. So those are the only two creators you need to have in your game in order for it to appear exactly like it does. So yep, those will all be linked. There'll be a Tumblr post linked down below in the description. But yeah, to this build, I seriously struggled hard with the whole front facade thing. The actual house, maybe I'll put a picture up of what the real house actually looked like, but it was just so difficult. There was meant to be like arches over both windows, and there was just nothing in the game. I was hoping maybe Peacemaker's arches would work, and they just didn't, and I cut out a lot of footage of me being indecisive and just attempting to make it work. You know, I went through lots and lots of different variations on the front of this house. This is not even the finalized one. I definitely removed Peacemaker's those little brick pillar things there. I end up just going, I think, with I used the columns that came with the vampire pack, the stone like Victorian ones. They actually finish off the corner perfectly, so I get rid of that brick area, but you'll see that in like the final screenshots and everything. So yeah, with this house I wanted to go with a like slightly more eclectic taste. I think that kind of eclectic look is one of my favorite styles to do, just because you can put so much personality into a build, and plants and candles, and just that is like my trademark at the moment, is plants and candles. So there is lots of that in this build, and I just enjoyed it. So as I was saying, I do have only like the front facades with these builds. So I do have to make up the sides and the back of the houses. But some of them do still exist. So the ones that do still exist, I'll kind of go to like Google Earth and look from above and see what the shape is. But I want to keep these as close to realistic as possible. But yeah, I'm totally in love with all of the houses that I found. Some of them are kind of going to give me a headache to recreate because there are quite a few that have curves, and we do not have curved walls in The Sims. I wish there was. Like, you know, when the roofing update was coming out and they had like rounded roofs, and I was like, oh my god, does this mean we have round walls? Oh my god, have we got curved walls? No, we didn't. I've got to say though, like I do like the extra details that we got with the roofing updates. For example, like being able to control the eaves like on each side and all of that kind of stuff. So now I can really build a house inside a roof without it clipping through. That one, great. They gave us what would they give us? The 8-sided roofs. I think there's 8, 5, 6 and 8. I think the only one that is usable in the game is the 8-sided roof, because that matches the geometry when you do diagonal walls. But for the 5-sided one just makes no sense in the game. I've got to say, you can't use it because you can't build a wall in that shape. So it's just not possible. So it kind of renders it a little bit useless. The round one, I would use the rounded roofs actually just to give the optical illusion that the wall underneath is maybe round. That's what it's good for. But yeah, some more roofing things. It's just more roofing. I know I'm probably whinging. I'm British. It's one of our favourite things to do. It's a great pastime. What can I say? Anyway, we moved on to the landscaping here. Not a lot of greener, well, like just grass in this one. I put a lot of paved area at the back. There's a swimming pool. There's just like a cute eating area, and of course lots of space on the deck for whatever you may have in mind. I think I did this. This house has only 2 bedrooms. It has a master bedroom with ensuite, and it also has a kids bedroom. Actually, the kids bedroom turned out really cute. I used the beds from Seasons, and there's just, as I said, there's lots of plants all over this place. Plants, candles, kind of like greens, browns, like earthy tones. I'm a little bit in love. Like, it's not how I would choose to decorate my own house, but for some reason in The Sims it's one of my favourite styles to decorate in, and as you know, I can never decide what my favourite kind of things are, so I just end up doing, I don't know, everything in this game. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit strange for you maybe seeing lots of Victorians, because I don't normally stick to one style. I kind of go all over the place with the styles that I do. But yeah, so this one is up on the gallery, as I said. You can download it, all that stuff. This one's like the eclectic one. The one next door is, what is that one? That's very traditional. It's decorated very traditionally. Yeah, that's the traditional one. I'm gonna try and do each build in a different style so that I can maybe populate it with some families. Maybe like towards the end, when I'm really nearly finished, I can ask you guys to create families to go in these houses. I think that might be a nice idea, just to do that before I upload the save file. And yeah, so what the other part of Newcrest is going to be Gilded Age Mansions. I have already done 2 other lots. Yeah, well, the Gilded Age Mansions, I've done Rosecliff, which is actually a wedding venue in this. So you're going to have on the big 50 by 40, I've already done a wedding venue there. It's gorgeous. The version that's up on the gallery now is a little bit different to the one that's going to be in the save file, just because Felixander keeps releasing more CC, and then you have to keep going and updating your builds because there's just new stuff and you're like, okay, I've got to put this in. This would look better than using the EA item. So yeah, I have done a little quick update on that Rose Cliff, but that is a beautiful lot. It's dreamy. I have another Gilded Age mansion like ready to start building. The only thing is there's a lack of big lots, I think. So I'm praying that will fit on like a 30 by 40 lot, but I wish there was just some bigger lots. There was a lot of 30 by 20s in Newcrest as well, which I had no idea. So small Victorians. Also another lot that I've done on another 30 by 40, I've actually done 3 townhouses and they have this really cute park at the end. I've still got to furnish a couple of the bathrooms, but then that's going to be on the gallery, and I'll also do a Tumblr post on it. So definitely make sure to go and follow me over on Tumblr. The link will be down below in the description, and I've started now posting more like work in progress shots there to Tumblr, which is the same I'm going to do here on the like community page. So I'll try and upload them here, but there's definitely going to be more on Tumblr. If you follow me on Tumblr already, you will have seen like a sneak peek of the next build that's going to be out on the channel. So I have made a huge hotel, which is a chateau converted into a hotel. There's like a spa in it. There's a restaurant, so it's categorized as a restaurant. It's definitely up on the gallery now, and it's just got loads of, I think it's got about 6 hotel rooms. There's one that's like a very special one, super OTT, over the top, like traditionally decorated. Then all the others are really modern. I really do like mixing modern with the old, so excited to bring that to the channel, but I have still got to edit it, and I don't know how many hours of footage I have got, but let's just say it is a lot. I may have to break that one into 2 parts, even though on the interior I'm only going to be showing like the fancy, super fancy hotel room, and then one of the modern ones, because all the others are the same. So, but still there is a lot of footage. Like there was a lot of landscaping. It is a 64 by 64 lot, so I think you know what I did there. But anyway, yeah, so back to this. On the inside, you may have got a little sneak peek of the Victorian kitchen that I have been working on. That was the green one that was in here just a second ago. But I decided to remove that just to make sure that it was only in-game content. I didn't want to add a third creator, even if it is me, to the mix. But I may change my mind slightly when we get to the save file. Because I think in the townhouses I have used my CC in there, so I may just add it into this as well, because as much as I love this colour swatch for the kitchen, it doesn't look as good as my one, so because I do love that Victorian kitchen, so I had to make sure that I recolored it in some more workable colours. So I now have a colour palette of like 25 different colours. They're kind of like muted tones. I think that is definitely the way I'm going. And maybe I'll in the future do like another colour palette of brights or something, but I tell you now, brights in the game are so difficult to do. Like I really wanted a colour palette that had everything in it. So originally I think I had a colour palette of like 35 colours or something like that. There was brights, there was pastels, there was muted, there was everything. But just the brights, when I got them in the game, they just looked awful. There's something about the lighting, it changed it. Like in Photoshop, the bright colour still looked sophisticated, but when you got it in game, oh, it was not nice. But anyway, the rug there is by Felixander. I think it's gorgeous. I know it's meant to be a French rug, but let's just say they got it shipped over, because the rug just completes this room. It looks gorgeous, and I have downsized the fireplace, so the animation may look a little bit crazy. I'm not too sure. Maybe it might just look like the fire's a little bit more roaring than it normally is. Yep, so I'm cluttering this like a good one. What can I say? There's just more clutter. The more clutter, the better. In this case, lots of Peacemaker books there. I don't know what else I've used of Peacemaker. I don't think I've used much of his content in this. I think maybe the bed upstairs is, but that's what I'm going to do, just have a few elements of Peacemaker in this one. So I suppose this is slightly more traditional, but it's a kind of good mix between different styles. But yeah, so the next one, I'm still looking for the next Victorian I'm going to build, but I definitely have the next mansion to build. As I said, pray for me that I can fit it on a smaller lot. I may have to take a little bit of liberties to make it smaller. It is I have no idea how to pronounce the name of this mansion, but it has wisteria and some kind of climbing flowers on the front of it, and it's so gorgeous. It's that nice that I can't form words about it, but it's gorgeous and I can't wait to get it in the game. The only problem is these builds take forever because they are so detailed, but in the end it's going to be worth it and I'm happy. I definitely want to maybe in the very near future do maybe a apartment renovation, I think, just because these are quite long, these speed builds. So I want to do an apartment one, because sometimes, I'm going to be really honest, I start a build, I do the exterior and I spend so long on the landscaping that by the time I got on the interior, I'm a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued by the time I get to the interior. So sometimes I would like to do apartment builds just so I can concentrate on furnishing. I love that part. I think my favourite part is furnishing, which is why it sucks to be tired by the time I get to furnishing. But yeah, I definitely want to do an apartment build. I want to recreate one that I did on stream, so not exactly, but very heavy influence by one that I've already done. And it's a mix with Felixander and Mindcats' CC, so I think I might even do that today. Who knows? Also, I still have to record Drift Challenge. Oh, I'm so terrible at this. But yeah, that's definitely going to be coming back because I want to make sure I have at least 3 videos on the channel each week. So it'd probably be 2 parts of Drifter and 1 build, or hopefully, fingers crossed, I can try and get 2 builds done a week and 2 parts of Drifter. I don't know how realistic this is, but I'm trying to be very productive with my time. I've had quite a bit of time off work at the moment because I'm just in between projects, so I'm just waiting for the next project to start, and then I suppose I'll be busy again. Boo! But I suppose I should make use of this time. So I am actually during the day doing a voiceover. I don't normally do that, so pros on being a little bit productive. But at the moment, I'm actually doing this voiceover while I wait for my cake in the fridge. I've had to do another vegan cake. Apologies for what I'm about to say if you are vegan, but man, do these cakes suck to make. Oh, they're so stressful for me to make just because my regular recipes have lots of dairy in them, and then when you have to find an alternative recipe, it's just, whoa, it's a headache. Like the other recipes, you know, I've had years to perfect them, and then magically I have to find the perfect recipe for a vegan cake like overnight. And let's just say it's the same customer and for this cake as was before, and it was like my only ever cake delivery disaster. The cake went splat in the back of the car. Luckily it was just the top tier. It was a 2-tier cake, and luckily it was just the top tier that went in the boot, but the bottom tier survived, and I decorated that with the flowers and the fruit like I was supposed to. It actually looked really, really nice. It was a good rescue job. But yeah, so the vegan buttercream, because the word buttercream, you're like, how the hell do you do it without butter? But you use this is really, really strange, but you get the liquid out of chickpea, like tins of chickpeas. It's called aquafaba. Who knew it had a name? It's just the water that they've boiled the chickpeas in. But yeah, so you get that, you reduce it down, and then you whip it. So that's how you make like vegan meringue as well. It's a bit of a weird one because it like smells like chickpeas, but then you're making something sweet, and it's just, it kind of, my mind goes a little bit crazy on it. But yeah, I suppose the buttercream does end up being super sweet. It's meant to be the same as like my Italian meringue buttercream. So I whip it up, I put boiling hot sugar syrup into it and whip it, and then chuck in like what are we gonna call it, baking, like I'm gonna call it margarine. I think I'm gonna call it that. It's like over here in the UK it's called stork. You can normally get it for making cakes. It's in a tub, but that isn't vegan. But the block stuff that you're meant to use for biscuits and stuff is vegan. So I use that with, what was it, vegetable fat? It all sounds a little bit strange, but it does end up being quite nice. It's a little bit too sweet for me, which is saying something considering I have the sweetest tooth ever. But yeah, hopefully this one goes better. Mind you, I'm not delivering this one, so I don't care. As long as it leaves the house looking good, I'm good. I can just relax. The only thing is, like, my normal recipes, you put them in the fridge and they firm up, so they're like structurally sound. But for some reason I think this one doesn't firm up in the fridge, which means that you just have a cake that kind of wibble wobbles a little bit. Fingers crossed, pray for me, thank you. But talking to sweet tooth, I've recently started eating better, and I feel so much better. I'm going out for like a walk every day, which has really, really helped. I think that's probably why I'm doing this voiceover now, which means I'm a little bit more organised. Yeah, it's just fingers crossed. I have a lot of weight to lose since I started YouTube. Let me tell you, I'm like a whole different person size wise. So we're trying to get back to our former glory days of like 4 years ago. So that's the current struggle. I'm sure plenty of you can relate on that one. But anyway, let's go back to the build. You saw me doing the master bedroom. I've cut out the bathrooms upstairs, so I only show the downstairs one, but there is a really nice like shared bathroom up here opposite this bedroom, and there is an ensuite as well for the master bedroom. And then in the hallway, in this little, there's like a little hexagonal like nook, I've put a artist easel and some like racks of paintings. I think the person that will live here would be very artistic, so I've done that. And then this is the last room. This is the kids bedroom. I think it's still kind of childlike, even though the colours are a little bit sophisticated, if you get what I mean. But I wanted all of the colours to go together for like the whole entire house. I know you all know I'm a colour snob, but Anyway, right, we are coming to the end of the build. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to thumbs up, comment, and I will see you all very soon. Bye guys.